These days, the test takers are feeling anxious about the task called Summarize Group Discussion. There's no wonder if there is a new task added to Pearson PT Academic. Since it's a new task, there will be a sense of anxiety around the task in the test takers who are serious test takers. Definitely, there will be tension. I'll give you certain inputs. Using these inputs, you can become a champion in Summarize Group Discussion. Trust me. So, what I'm going to do in this particular session is I'm going to compare the Retell lecture and Summarize Group Discussion. So, once we compare these two things, we will understand what are the similarities, what are the differences between these two tasks. So, since most of you are well aware of, very much comfortable with Retell lecture, then it will help you understand Summarize Group Discussion better. So this is done. Then next, what I'll do, I will answer a question from Retell lecture. I will also answer a question from Summarize Group Discussion. While I am answering this question, I'll show you how I take notes for Retell lecture and how I take notes for Summarize Group Discussion. To answer Summarize Group Discussion, well, I'm going to give you a notes taking process. I'm going to give you notes taking technique. So using that, you can write excellent notes for Summarize Group Discussion. And if you write excellent notes, definitely it will translate into super good answer for Summarize Group Discussion. So let's start. Okay. So PT Academic Summarize Group Discussion versus Retell lecture. Understanding the similarities are the differences and formulating the key strategies. Right. That's what this session is about. So first of all, you should understand one thing. Summarize group discussion is nothing but it is an evolved version of Retell lecture. It is an extended version of Retell lecture. So please do not see it as an alien task. Please do not see it as a completely strange task or a troublemaking task. Okay, it is just an extension of your Retell lecture. So both have lot of similarities. Only thing is, if you have to answer summarize group discussion, you have to put more effort. You have to put 3x more effort. Let's say my effort, if I have to retell a lecture, if I'm putting, let's say, x effort for answering summarize group discussion, you have to put 3x effort, three times more effort in terms of notes taking, in terms of telling it again a second time. So these are the things I wanted to discuss in this particular session. You will realize that summarize group discussion and Retell lecture both are same things, okay, with few differences only when you observe this particular table. Now, please see Retell lecture. First one, what is the length of the audio or lecture? 1 minute. Here in summarize group discussion, what is the length? Usually up to 3 minutes, correct? So, which is 3x, three times more. Speakers in Retell lecture, generally one speaker. And then what? In summarized group discussion, there are three speakers, 3x again. The content, what they actually discuss, what is the subject that they discuss. In Retell lecture, any academic subject can be discussed. It can be history, it can be geography, it can be geology, it can be zoology, it can be economics, it can be any subject basically. But in summarized group discussion, the subject or the context will be always university stuff. It can be about assignments, it can be about placements, it can be about the attendance in particular class, or it can be about a seminar, it can be about an event in university. Basically, university, the topic revolves around the university stuff, purely university stuff. Small difference. Now, preparation time for both of these tasks is interestingly about just 10 seconds. So, to process and prepare for 1 minute lecture, you get 10 seconds time. And to process and prepare for a 3 minute discussion, also, you get 10 seconds. This is something interesting, right? Okay. So, notes focus. When you're writing notes in Retell lecture, you write notes for one speaker. Okay. You capture notes of one speaker like this. Your notes is like this, limited notes you write like this. But when you're writing notes for summarized group discussion, your notes will be full page, because here you write about first speaker, here you write about second speaker, here you write about third speaker, three speakers, speaker one, speaker two, speaker three. So you write 3x more notes basically. Answering time in Retell lecture, you have just 40 seconds of answering time, in which you utilize 30-35 seconds, ideally, correct? Now, here you have 120 seconds of answering time, which is 3x, three times more than Retell lecture, right? So maybe there is no necessity you have to utilize all the 120 seconds. Even if you answer in 90 seconds, 95 seconds, 100 seconds, it's more than enough. It depends on how much effectively you took the notes, how much can you connect the points well. That's what it is. Okay, so this is comparative study. I hope it's clear now, guys. We'll get into Retell lecture, one answer, summarize group discussion, one answer, to practically check whether the similarities are present, are there in the tasks or not. Thank you.
Low carbon farming is crucial for Northern Ireland to meet its legally binding 2050 net zero target, the Climate Change Committee, CCC, warns. To achieve a 77% emissions cut by 2040 under the fourth carbon budget, the CCC's 18 priority actions span decarbonizing electricity, expanding electric vehicle charging, and supporting low carbon home heating, all of which must be accelerated immediately. Agriculture is the single largest emitter locally, so over 60% of required reductions will come from transport, buildings, and land use, with low-carbon farming practices and nature-based solutions, such as peatland restoration and woodland creation, delivering a significant share. The committee also highlights the need to scale engineered carbon removals like DACCS and BCCS. While farmers express concern about forced livestock cuts, the CCC urges balancing food security with diversified land management. A 16-week public consultation will inform legislation by year's end, ensuring government, businesses, and farmers collaborate on a just transition to sustainable agriculture.
The lecture was on low carbon farming and the Ireland's net carbon emission targets also. At the beginning, the speaker said there are 18 priorities set by the committee. One of the priorities was decarbonizing electricity and also using the electric vehicles. And she also talked about the agriculture, which is single largest emitter, and new carbon, carbon free farming and nature based farming are the ways to go. Basically, that's what she said. She finally concluded talking about the farmers are expressing concern over these policies, and there will be 16-week legislation consultation happening.
Three students were discussing an upcoming creativity improvement workshop at the university.
I saw the flyer for Monday's creativity workshop and I'm curious. It promises brain-stretching exercises, but I'm not sure what that means in practice.
I spoke with the organizer after class. The session is split into 3 parts: quick warm ups to loosen rigid thinking, a short design thinking challenge, and a reflective segment on applying new habits to coursework.
That sounds doable. I like that it isn't just brainstorming for the sake of it, there's structure. My design professor once said constraints actually boost originality.
The flyer mentioned 30-second scribble games as a warm-up. Did they explain those?
Yes, everyone gets a random squiggle on paper and 30 seconds to turn it into something recognizable. It forces you to make fast visual connections without overthinking.
Like creative calisthenics. I'm hopeless at drawing, but rapid exercises might break perfectionism. No time to judge, only to create.
The design thinking challenge intrigues me. What problem are we solving?
Attendees form small teams and pick a campus pain point: crowded bike racks, confusing signage, anything. We then prototype quick fixes using craft supplies.
Good. Real-world context keeps it relevant. Even a low-fidelity prototype can spark ideas the facilities team might adopt later.
Time management worries me. They schedule 3 hours, will it feel rushed?
The facilitator said the pace is brisk: 15-minute warm-ups, a 60-minute challenge, 30-minute reflection, plus breaks. Rapid cycles mimic hackathon energy without an all-nighter.
And shorter sessions mean less fatigue. Creativity dips if you push too long without pauses.
Supplies. I don't want to scramble for materials.
They provide markers, sticky notes, clay, and recycled cardboard. Participants only need to bring a notebook and an open mind.
I'll toss in a roll of masking tape, always handy for quick mock-ups.
Reflection is key. How will they help us apply insights after we leave?
We'll finish with a worksheet. List one mindset shift, one daily micro habit, and one long term project where we'll test new techniques.
I plan to apply it to my group's capstone. We keep defaulting to safe ideas. Maybe these methods will spark fresher solutions.
Networking angle is nice, too. Diverse majors mean cross-pollination, engineering meets fine arts, business meets biology.
True creativity often comes from mixing domains. A biology perspective on an app idea might produce unusual features.
Plus, working with strangers replicates real-world collaboration. Soft skills grow alongside creative ones.
Action items: register online, clear Monday morning, bring a notebook, and maybe a phone tripod to photograph prototypes.
I'll sign us up tonight and share the confirmation.
I'll set a reminder for Friday to gather extra tape and sticky notes. See you both at the workshop. Let's stretch those creative muscles together.
Three people have discussed the creativity improvement workshop happening at their university, in which the first speaker got curious by seeing the flyer and its information. She was very much excited about the 30-second games, which are the part of the workshop, and she was equally interested in design thinking. However, she was concerned about the time management. Eventually, she was worried about the materials and stationery. And at last, she said that the application of the workshop inputs to solve problems is important, and she felt interested in networking opportunities the workshop provides, and she wanted to attend it. Later on, the speaker too said that he said the session will be divided into three parts, and there are 30-second sessions to improve the visual communication. And he also expressed the timelines like 15-minute session, 30-minute session, 30-minute session, which structures the session. He also said that they will take one pain point and create a prototype with stationary's help, which he felt great outcome of the workshop. He even said that they provide stationery to all the participants, and all the participants have to attend the session with an open mind. Finally, he was expecting diversity and eager to sign up for the session. Responding to both, Speaker 3 said that she liked the structure of the workshop, but she was also of the opinion that fast execution in the workshop can break the perfection. But she felt solving real world problems make it a serious workshop, and that's what she said. Also, she said the short sessions mean comfort for the learners, and she wanted to seriously apply these workshops inputs to her academic or capstone project works. She looked forward for to collaboration and soft skill improvement throughout this workshop. Following the discussion, everybody agreed to attend the workshop and complete the required attendance forms. So you look at this erasable noteboard, it's such a long erasable noteboard. Same thing is provided to you in the Pearson PTE test. So on the top I have written down the topic basically. The topic is on the top, and then after writing the topic, what is it? Creativity improvement at university, workshop at university basically. So speaker one, what she said basically, what she started talking about, what's her topic? She was talking about the topic creativity improvement workshop, and what are the important points she said during the discussion. What topic she discussed on, and what are the important points or supporting points did she discuss. She talked about 30-second exercise, she talked about design thinking, she talked about the time management. She was worried about time management. You can see this is using emoji sort of thing. And she was worried about materials application. She was concerned whether it is applicable, it is what you call implementable knowledge or not. That's what she worried about. And networking she was excited about, and she wanted to attend. So this is how it concluded. It started with a topic like She was curious, then some important points, and then conclusion. Looking at the speaker number two, now I wrote M. That means what? This speaker is a male speaker. And what he started talking in the beginning of the talk, what is it? He said there are three parts the session is divided into, right? And there is 30 seconds time to make, there is one activity, which is a 30-second activity to do certain exercise. And then he even talked about pain points, converting pain points into prototype solutions and using the stationery provided by them. I mean, he was even talking about the timelines. The topic is what? He was explaining the structure, important points, what he spoke about the exercise, I mean the seminar or the improvement workshop are here. And then how it concluded. Please see how it concluded. They provide stationery, he said, and you have to go with open mind. And he was also excited about the diversity, and he was excited about the implementation of what he learns from this creativity improvement workshop, right? And then the speaker number three, I have not mentioned the gender here because see, if it's a male I'm mentioning, female I'm not mentioning, because most of the audios have the female speakers. Therefore, if there is a male speaker I'm mentioning, why I have to mention the gender here? Because it makes it easy for me while I'm using these notes when I'm giving the answer. Okay, and also I can distribute the notes accordingly. If I see M here, whatever the male speaker is saying, it is going to come into this particular box, right? Speaker 3, she liked the structure. She also said rapid execution breaks the perfection. That's what she said. I wrote it and I paraphrased and told, I believe. The real world problem is something which makes it a serious workshop. Otherwise it's a time wasting. That's what she said. Short session means less fatigue. That's what she said. Short session and less fatigue. And she wanted to apply this knowledge or this exposure to her project work, capstone project work at college. And then she was excited about collaboration and soft skills. That's what the thing. So her topic, what she started talking, and then her important points that she discussed, and then conclusion. So now, if it's a retail lecture, so you will do for one speaker. What does he talk about? What does he talk? Basically, you write in the T section, and the lecture's important points you will write down here. This part, basically, conclusion you write here. So it is simple. It's an extension of retail lecture. For retail lecture, you write topic, important points, conclusion. Here, instead of writing for one speaker in Summarise group discussion, you write for three speakers: speaker 1, speaker 2, and speaker 3. That's how it is an extension of retail lecture. So I hope this helps. Let's move to the presentation.
I hope, I believe you liked the session. The session, just wanted to summarize the session. The comparison between retail lecture, Summarise group discussion. Notes taking for retail lecture, Summarise group discussion. So the model that we follow to take notes is TIC model, TIC model. Any speech, if you have to take notes in PTE, you better follow TIC model, TIC model. T stands for topic, I stands for important points, C stands for conclusion or the final point, TIC. So for retail lecture, when you write notes, it is what? TIC, just TIC, because you fundamentally capture one person's topic, important points, conclusion. But when you're writing notes for Summarise group discussion, you write topic, important points, conclusion of three speakers, speaker 1, speaker 2, and speaker 3. And whatever the questions you have pertaining to Summarise, these two tasks, Summarise group discussion, retail lecture, and anything you find good, bad from the video, I'm open to both. Please comment in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to the comments. I love engagement. I love answering the questions of my learners. All right. And I keep doing videos on Summarise group discussion. So the next video, we are planning to do it on respond to a situation. I think probably in a day or two, we shall be doing it. And what more you want from me, please put it in the comment box, and I'll do my level best to do that video, do that session for you guys, right? That's what I really like. And guys, now this is called erasable noteboard. I think 99% of the students do not get to see this before stepping into the real examination, right? Because they get to hear there is something called erasable noteboard, but they don't see it before entering into the testing room. Fortunately, I could show you guys how to write notes on this. Everything I could show you. I got it outside. I got it done outside from a vendor, basically, right? And this pen is same pen you get in the real test. Okay, so I'm sure this notes taking thing, comparison, everything helps you. Thank you so much. Only you feel it added value to your preparation, then subscribe. Otherwise, don't subscribe. Okay. Any questions you have, any queries you have, please post them in the comment section.